everyone. So today is the beginning of our ethics journey for UPSC. So we would be discussing uh, all the concepts which are required to score good marks in ethics, and not only this, which are required to become an ethical individual in life. Okay, because I do not want the larger field of ethics to be confined to UPSC only. So we would be discussing at times the complete approach, that where do you feel that your preparation is being off tracked. Okay, so having said this, we will take a few doubts during the progression of the class, right? एक चीज जो मैं तुम लोगों से शुरुआत में कहना चाहता हूं, that keep your notebook ready and keep taking running notes. Okay, because what we would discuss will not only help you in ethics paper, but what I want that you utilize these learning, the transfer of learning that is through this course must be taken to other subjects of UPSC preparation as well, because you may use some terms in your essay. Those who are not in essay course, you may use some terms in your other GS papers, right? And if few people having a similar optional, you can very well use it. So the broader understanding will help you in mains as well as in interview. So keep your notebook and keep taking jottings, right? कुछ टर्म्स हैं, अगर वो उस समय क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है, डू गूगल इट, ठीक है, देखने के लिए। और कुछ तो मैं तुमसे बोलूंगा, आई वांट दैट यू योरसेल्फ डू अ बिट ऑफ वर्क फ्रॉम योर साइड, so that you are able to as in some effort should come from your side, so that लगे कि हाँ हम प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं. It is not going to be a spoon feeding kind of course wherein you will get everything ready made and you just have to memorize the lectures and nothing else. I do not believe in this approach. Never ever I took this approach for myself preparing. You may use the tool of chat to reply. You may use your microphone to reply. No problem with it. That is why we are having in meeting mode. You can switch on your videos if you want and you want to ask some doubt, because it will feel as an offline class, and your smiling faces will also energize me. Okay, because otherwise what will happen, you will keep seeing me and you will get bored, because I'm क्या होगा कि वही एक चेहरा दिखेगा बस. So I also want to see you people to energize myself. In between, you can switch on your video. Who is this Galaxy, by the way? Yes, Nilesh is the first. Then he has taken the initiative. He is going to become a good collector. तो अब मुझे ये बताओ. Now let's start the formal course bit by bit. You all are preparing. Some are new who would be taking their first attempt in 21. Some would be taking in 22. There are few people those who would be writing their fifth or sixth attempt as well. ठीक है. Tell me, what have you heard of Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam? What is Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam? Anybody can answer. So we all are preparing for IAS. At least we must know what is Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam, right? Note it down. कोई चीज बीच बीच में I would be using whiteboard, तो spellings clear हो जाएंगी. Otherwise, what you have to do, you search this word on Google and write it down. Okay, and you have to use this in your ethics answers also. But whatever I am doing with a purpose. I am not going to tell you, अगर कोई ऐसी चीजें होंगी या मैं कोई ऐसा एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूं जो थोड़ा सा एक्सट्रीम है, which is more focused on learning rather than writing it on the mains exam, so very clearly I will bring it out कि ये लिखना नहीं है. लेकिन इफ आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि ये लिखना नहीं है, तो वो तुम जरूर लिखो, बिकॉज दैट थिंग नीड्स टू बी यूज्ड इन योर मेंस एग्जाम, because that would be marks fetching thing. You will get good marks if you write those things in your mains answers. Okay, तो ये टर्म जरूर यूज करना है कहीं ना कहीं पे. योगा कर्मासु कौशलम, ये एथिक्स में भी यूज करना है, ये एसे में भी यूज करना है, राइट? एंड व्हाट इज योगा कर्मासु कौशलम? दिस इज द मोटो ऑफ आईएएस. जो आईएएस सर्विस है उसका मोटो ही योगा कर्मासु कौशलम है. और इसकी उत्पत्ति कहां से हुई है योगा कर्मासु कौशलम? महाभारत के युद्ध में द लॉर्ड कृष्णा गेव दिस एडवाइस to Arjuna when Arjuna was in dilemma. तो ये एडवाइस जो थी ये श्री कृष्णा ने अर्जुना को दी when Arjuna was in dilemma कि what would be the purpose of this war, that tomorrow I have to kill my near and dear ones, my kith and kins, whom I used to play during my childhood. So Arjuna was in dilemma that how will I be able to kill those people जिनके साथ सारा जिंदगी हमने अभी तक का अपना जिया है. Then Shri Krishna gives this advice to Arjuna that what is your primary duty? What is your main duty towards this life? Towards dharma. देखो धर्मा एक ऐसी चीज है, धर्मा एज एन टेक इट as ethics, right? Dharma I would be using at times. So dharma means ethical behavior, ethical culture, right? Our moral duty. तो धर्मा के इतने सारे connotations हैं. We can use dharma word also in our mains exam. Okay, so Krishna told Arjuna that yoga karmasu kaushalam. इसमें एक word है yoga. What is yoga? Yoga is the unity of body, mind and soul, right? Karmasu kaushalam is excellence at work. तो कृष्णा ने अर्जुना को बोला कि जो भी तुम कर रहे हो, it doesn't matter what work you are doing in life. भले ही जो हमारे करंट पीएम है वो चाय बनाते थे पहले से, ठीक है? तो जो भी कर रहे हो उसमें कंप्लीट एक्सीलेंस होना चाहिए. एक्सीलेंस एट वर्क इज द प्राइम ड्यूटी ऑफ अ डूअर. तो डूअर को जिस चीज पे फोकस करना है, सो एक्सीलेंस एट वर्क इज स्किलनेस इन एक्शन. So whatever we do in life, we must be committed and devoted towards our duty. Now this has been taken as a motto of civil service, that if you are a civil servant, you have to show these virtue of yoga karmasu kaushalam in your day-to-day workings. You must be committed to a larger cause. And what is the larger cause? The public interest. You must see beyond self-interest. And when you bring excellence at work, day-to-day work, देखो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में जो काम होता है, that is quite simple. Even a 10th graduate can do it because you have whole administrative machinery in your support. Everyone is just a call away from a DC. He just have to pick his mobile and give an order to someone that I need this person at my disposal. So you have got everyone in the district at your disposal, right? So but what is required? If so much of machinery is at your disposal, your prime duty is that you take the duty of administrator quite seriously. So this is our first learning, that yoga karmasu kaushalam should be our motive as a civil servant or as a common human being as well. When you are studying, you must show this trait, right? Then your mobile should be switched off, then every other distraction must be taken away, and your complete focus should be on studying. जब हम ज्वाइन करते हैं तो बाय डिफॉल्ट हमारी जो सेटिंग होती है वो अनम्यूट में जाती है, राइट? दैट यू मे स्पीक फ्रॉम योर एंड. सो ड्यूरिंग दीज लेक्चर्स जब भी हम ज्वाइन करें, कभी डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाता है तो हम अपने आप को म्यूट कर दें उस समय. सो आफ्टर दिस, हैविंग सेड दिस, नाउ वी विल टेक अ ब्रॉडर व्यू ऑफ द एथिक्स. पहले हम यूपीएससी की डिमांड्स को थोड़ा समझते हैं कि हमसे क्या एक्सपेक्टेड है, हमसे क्या रिक्वायर्ड है इन एथिक्स एंड इन जनरल in complete UPSC. So for those people who are writing their consecutive attempt, it would be a repetition of a few suggestions. but that is how things have to go, right? Because we have to take care of everyone. So if anyone tries to tell you that ethics is easy, don't listen, because I will make it more than easy for you people. And you are going to relish this course. There will be a good amount of learning. Okay. So dekho, now this is broader understanding for those who are new to this field, UPSC preparation, right? But others may also learn, because learning should never stop, and there is uh, nothing bad in revising what we already know. तो कुछ ना कुछ क्लैरिटी आएगा, ठीक है? तो देखो, मेंस नोटिफिकेशन जो है, ethics is in mains now. Earlier UPSC used to give few ethics question in prelims exam, but because of the agitations of the student that they did not want those questions, because they think that we are quite unethical and ethics question should not be included in prelims exam, so UPSC stopped somehow, right? तो अब जो है ethics मेंस स्पेसिफिक हो चुका है, और जो मेंस नोटिफिकेशन हमसे कहता है, दैट इज मेंस एग्जामिनेशन इज इंटेंट टू असेस नाउ व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड फ्रॉम यू पीपल. ओके, ये बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान देना सब लोग. व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड फ्रॉम अस? If we understand it, we would be in a very better position to clear this exam. And mind me, once you become a civil servant, there is no looking back. Every sin that you have committed till now in your life, every sin, in the sin in the sense, I'm not saying that you have committed a crime of a grave nature, but yes, sin in the sense that you were not focused when you in your academics, when you were in school, when you were in colleges, such type of sin, right? Because every UPSC aspirant has some kind of, let's say, a fear of future, some kind of uncertainty कि कल क्या होने वाला है, एग्जाम में होगा नहीं होगा, क्या होगा. ये 1-2 साल completely dedicate yourself to what UPSC preparation, and trust me, if you do it, we will somehow enter into the list in some decent service, top 4 services, I mean, not the services which are lying in the bottom of the bottom of the services, right? And a commitment of 8 to 9 hours on daily basis. Few things are required unhindered from you all. Okay, so you have to do it somehow. So mains examination is intended to assess intellectual traits, depth of understanding, not merely the range of their information and memory. What is this? देखो, range of their information and memory हो गया कि what is our horizontal coverage. What is our horizontal coverage vis-a-vis UPSC syllabus, UPSC topics, current affairs, everything. And depth of understanding हो गया the vertical coverage. How much to a deeper level you are covering few important subjects which are important. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं that you are completely a superficial kind of personality that is focusing only on the कि कहीं से मैगजीन उठाई, उसको मंथली रिवाइज कर लिया, without understanding some important topics, without having some conceptual clarity, whether be it optional or GS. ऐसे भी कुछ लोग होते हैं. And what is the consequences in these cases? They keep on writing the exam without any fruitful results, right? As I often say, and I do not shy away from saying, because it is my responsibility as a teacher to bring out the reality in front of students, that UPSC is a all or none game, right? Dekho, take it with a pinch of salt. It is a all or none game. If you become a civil servant, you have too much of things at your disposal. You get, all of a sudden you get too much of power, right? You get too much of power to do something good, to do something meaningful in the society. But on the opposite, if someone after devoting 6-7 years is not able to clear, the plight of such students if they do not have certain, they do not possess some certain skills, the future becomes little bit uncertain, right? सो क्यों ना हम इस एग्जाम के लिए जब हम प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं इतने अच्छे से मेहनत कर लें कि सिलेक्शन ही हो जाए. अभी जस्ट फ्यू डेज बैक आई हैड अ वेबिनार विद आर टू स्टूडेंट्स, तुमने देखा. वन वाज विक्रम सिंह. सो ऑल दीज स्टूडेंट्स आर एवरेज स्टूडेंट्स. ऐसा नहीं है कि यूपीएससी इज वांटिंग आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड टैलेंट. नो, नॉट एट ऑल. Because if you are out of the, if you are a gifted child, if you are having a out of the world talent, then probably UPSC is not made for you. They want average people, but yes, they have a competitive examination process जिसको अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमें क्लियर करना पड़ेगा. यूपीएससी हमारे इंटेंट के बेसिस पे हमें सेलेक्ट नहीं करेगा. और ये जो सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस है, ये जो एग्जामिनेशन प्रोसेस है, ये थोड़ा बहुत जो है टीडीएस टास्क है. इतना बड़ा ऑप्शनल डाल दिया है. अब कल हिस्ट्री वाले अगर सेलेक्ट हो जाएंगे तो बताओ कौन सी पब्लिक उनसे मुगल्स की हिस्ट्री पूछने जा रही है? हैं? कौन से पब्लिक उनसे, पहले तुर्क्स आए, फिर अफगान आए, फिर कौन आए, किसने कब इंडिया को इन्वेट किया, क्या क्या हुआ था, कौन पूछने जा रहा है? कुछ काम नहीं आना है. कुछ लोग तेलुगु लिटरेचर लेते हैं, कुछ लोग तमिल लिटरेचर लेते हैं. तो फ्यू थिंग्स आर प्रोबेबली, देखो कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोसेस है, सो वी हैव टू क्लियर दिस एग्जाम, तभी तो सपने साकार हो पाएंगे. जैसे अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी कहते थे कि महत्वाकांक्षी होना चाहिए आदमी ने. एवरी पर्सन हैज अ राइट टू बी एस्पिरेशनल. जितने बड़े सपने देख सकते हो देखो, महत्वाकांक्षी बनो, आकांक्षाएं बढ़ाओ अपनी. लेकिन हमारी आकांक्षाएं कभी भी स्टेट जो होता है, जो कंट्री जो होती है, जो सोवरेन नेशन है, उसकी आकांक्षाओं से बड़ी नहीं होनी चाहिए. एंड हियर कम्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ प्रैक्टिकल इंटीग्रिटी. ठीक है? एक होता है देखो एब्सोल्यूट इंटीग्रिटी, राइट? दैट यू आर एथिकल इन एवरी एट वट एवर यू डू. यू हैव नेवर एवर लाइड इन योर लाइफ. मतलब यू टेक कांत एज योर रोल मॉडल, जो ये बोल के गए आज से करीब 2,500-3,000 साल पहले कि इफ अ वर्च्यू कैन नॉट बी यूनिवर्सलाइज्ड, it should not be practiced. So he said that what if a situation in a society that everybody start lying? तो कांत ने बोला then we must not lie even in the extreme situations, that a murder is following your friend and your friend happens to come to your house and is hiding at your place. So Kant says if a murder knocks your door and asks have you seen so and so person, you should not lie. So ये क्या हो गया? Absolute integrity. Now such type of integrity cannot be practiced by people those who are in the business of running government. Trust me, ऐसे देश नहीं चलते. Right? Only a साधु type of person, और आजकल तो साधु भी एब्सोल्यूट इंटीग्रिटी फॉलो नहीं करते हैं. We have so many examples of godmen in front of us. Every year one godman comes up and goes to jail for one reason or the other. तो वो साधु जो एब्सोल्यूट इंटीग्रिटी शो कर सकता है बिकॉज दे हैव अ रीजन. दे डू नॉट हैव टू रन अ स्टेट. दे डू नॉट हैव टू get themselves involved in the matters of foreign policy, in the matters of international relation, where a foreign diplomat has to walk a very thin line. अरे हम इतने बड़े एग्जाम्पल क्यों लें? क्या हम कभी फैमिली में झूठ नहीं बोलते हैं? राइट? इनफैक्ट सो मच सो दैट जो कुछ पॉलिटिकल एनालिस्ट थे, दे डिफरेंशिएटेड बिटवीन एन ऑनेस्ट ग्राफ्ट एंड इनऑनेस्ट ग्राफ्ट. समझ रहे हो? तो वी जस्ट डेविएटेड फ्रॉम आवर डिस्कशन. but this is all important, right? And I hope you are taking your running notes. At least keywords note करते रहना, ताकि उनको अपने आंसर्स में यूज कर लो. अदरवाइज व्हाट विल हैपन, ऑल दिस एनर्जी एंड दिस इंटेंट टू मेक पीपल बिकम सिविल सर्वेंट विल गो वेस्ट. ओके, एंड योर टाइम विल एज वेल. बिकॉज अगर हम 2-2.5 घंटा बैठे हैं कहीं पे, तो वो उससे कुछ ना प्रोडक्टिव निकलना चाहिए. देखो, राइट? नाउ दीज lines are taken from the notification of the UPSC itself, verbatim taken from the gadget, right? Questions will be such so as to test candidates general awareness of a variety of subject which will have relevance for career in civil service. Okay, now see the beauty of the English language, how UPSC has made the job easier for themselves, that they can give anything under the sun. Who will decide the relevance? Everything is relevant in today's world. हाँ, कुछ चीजें सिविल सर्वेंट्स के लिए इररेलेवेंट है. जैसे भाई, कौन किसने पॉलिटिकल पार्टी छोड़ी, कौन पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जीती, ये चीज है. देन पिटी क्राइम्स विच आर टेकिंग प्लेस. ठीक है, तो जो क्राइम न्यूज आती है न्यूज़पेपर में, देन यू गेट पेज 3 न्यूज सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग्स, द बॉलीवुड न्यूज, इट बिकम्स क्वाइट इररेलेवेंट. ठीक है, तो वो चीजों पे ध्यान नहीं देना है. The questions are likely to test the candidate's basic understanding of all relevant issues and ability to analyze and take a view on conflicting socio-economic goals, objectives and demands. Now देखो, again relevant issues तो इन्होंने फिर से repeat कर दिया. See the word relevant they are repeating 2 times, they have already repeated. Okay, ability to analyze. When you write answers, whether in ethics, whether in essay, whether in GS and whether in optional, are your answers mechanical in nature, that you have just dropped certain facts in your answers and they are looking as if some very a mechanized kind of answers, कि कोई analysis है ही नहीं. And trust me, even if your answers lack some factual knowledge, but the examiner is able to get that your way of writing is analytical, that his or her personality is analytical, you will be selected. Trust me, right? Then one important thing is take a view. There would be some conflicting socio-economic goals where you are expected to take a certain stand, a mild stand, not again extreme stand, right? Don't cross the line of sanity and reach to the extreme of insanity that you take such a extreme stand कि भैया यूपीएससी ने तो कहा था वन शुड बी एबल टू टेक अ व्यू, आई विल टेक अ व्यू. तो फिर वो टेक अ व्यू जो वाली बात होगी ना, फिर वो हमेशा बार बार हमें वही टेक अ व्यू करते रहना पड़ेगा मेंस में, क्योंकि हम सेलेक्ट नहीं हो पाएंगे. राइट? नाउ दिस इज रीडिंग बिटवीन द लाइंस. आई हैव सीन कैंडिडेट्स, those who write mains answers, I don't know, and truly it is a lack of guidance that there is, right? There were few candidates from down south who used to write answer for the previous mains in 2020. Now after seeing their answers, no, at times I feel that how sorry state of affairs they are in, that they have never been told that the answer should not be like this and the answer in UPSC should be like this, right? And after giving 3-4 attempts, no, it becomes quite hard to change the mental set of an individual, because you have to have certain kind of receptivity in you. Okay, so make a good learning. That is very important. Candidate must give relevant, meaningful and succinct answer. Succinct is to the point, not beating around the bush. लिखे हैं मतलब चले हैं लिखने में, लिखे ही जा रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं. और कुछ भी लिखे जा रहे हैं, अनमीनिंगफुल. नाउ एन आंसर कैन बी मीनिंगफुल बट इररेलेवेंट. इज इट और नॉट? भाई फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल पे आ गया क्वेश्चन. अब किसी ने लिख दिया कि मेरे दादा परदादा भी थे फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल में. अब थे, मीनिंगफुल है, उन्होंने भी क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट में पार्ट लिया था और एक अंग्रेज का सर फोड़ दिया था. ठीक है, मीनिंगफुल है, कोई बात नहीं, ऐसा किसी के दादाजी ने किया होगा, हमारे दादाजी भी थे, राइट. लेकिन वो रेलिवेंट नहीं है. भले ही उन्होंने सर फोड़ा या टांग तोड़ी, कीप इट टू योरसेल्फ. When you are writing, you have to write in a very standard language. You must be aware of क्या लिखना है क्या नहीं लिखना है. And trust me, अगर आदमी ने सिर्फ इतना सीख लिया लाइफ में कि क्या लिखना है क्या नहीं लिखना है और क्या कहना है क्या नहीं कहना है, वो सिविल सर्वेंट ही नहीं, वो एक अच्छा इंसान भी बन जाएगा. क्योंकि ये दोनों चीजें तो यूपीएससी हमारी चेक कर रहा है. मेंस में क्या लिखना है क्या नहीं लिखना है, इंटरव्यू में क्या कहना है क्या नहीं कहना है, राइट. लेकिन जो दूसरा ये लर्निंग है, अगर ये हम लाइफ में एज एन एग्जाम्पल और एज ए वर्च्यू हम फॉलो कर लें, तो शायद जो हमारे रिलेशंस हैं वो एक साउंड नोटिंग पे चलेंगे हमेशा. वी विल नेवर फाइंड आवरसेल्फ इन अ conflicting situation in life, and that is the beauty of a person, right? Any doubt up till now? I don't think there should be. Deepak, intellectual traits, how to know and cultivate the same. Very simple. When we are preparing for UPSC, you have to go through standard sources. What I said, that do not make yourself a caged parrot. As Supreme Court used for CBI, caged parrot. Do not make yourself one. As in, don't confine yourself to only monthly magazines and ready-made material of coaching institutes. Yes, it may act as a supplementary material because we may not be able to read 5 books in history, 4 books in geography. So that should supplement, but one standard book must be read. Then how? Dekho, we are not born with a viewpoint, right? Do you think that ethics is innate in an individual? Tell me, someone.
No, sir.
Can ethics be taught and learned by an individual?
No, sir. It can't be taught and yes, sir. It can be taught and learned by an individual.
It can be learned, right? What is the justification of your argument?
Sir, a person is born without this prejudice and so much. So this kind of things.
No, यही प्रॉब्लम है यहाँ पे. इंटेलेक्चुअल ट्रेट ठीक है, एक तो हमने कॉमन सेंसिकल एग्जाम्पल दिया, ठीक है, एक हो गया हमारा कॉमन सेंसिकल एग्जाम्पल. एक होता है कि हम एक सॉलिड जस्टिफिकेशन लिखाएं एग्जाम में अपने आंसर में, तो क्यों नहीं भाई, मेंस एग्जामिनर नंबर देगा हमें, वो जरूर देगा. बताओ, एक सॉलिड जस्टिफिकेशन दे दो मुझे कि एथिक्स बी टॉट, एथिक्स इज लाइक अ स्किल. सारे के सारे सिलेक्ट हो जाओगे, बता रहा हूं, सबके सपने साकार हो जाएंगे. एंड आई विल बी प्राउड ऑफ यू ऑल.
Sir, we have certain kind of inclination towards doing something. So if in any point of time in our life we decide or we actually know that we are doing wrong and we have that will and capacity to change ourselves, then we could change the ethics and modify ourselves to the new ones which we are developing.
क्या नाम है तुम्हारा?
Sir, Nilesh Singh.
नीलेश सिंह. कहाँ से हो नीलेश तुम?
Sir, Patna.
पटना से हो, सही, वेरी गुड. ठीक है, तुमने पटना वाला ही आंसर दे दिया, ये भी कॉमन सेंसिकल ही तो है. मैंने कहा आई नीड अ वेल आर्ग्यूड जस्टिफिकेशन कि तुम किस बेसिस पे कह सकते हो कि एथिक्स कैन बी टॉट. जैसे मैंने तुम्हें बताया योगा कर्मासु कौशलम. अब ये थोड़ी था कि भाई वो मैंने सोच के दे दिया, मैंने तुम्हें बताया ना कि उसकी उत्पत्ति कहाँ से हुई.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, who is she?
So sir, I think that the biggest justification for this is that even our juvenile justice system, for example, they don't imprison children below 18 years of age, and they actually kind of give them ethical education, and they try to bring them out of their mindset, which is vulnerable to criminality. So I think that is a big justification that ethics can actually be taught, and you can actually bring people out of an unethical mind.
देखो हाँ ये ठीक है, okay, it is okay kind of example, as in that we see that in every the institutions that we have, right? Even in the juvenile case, we have the ethical training given to the criminals, right? So भाई अगर कोई चीज करी जा रही है तो उसका मतलब कुछ साउंड फुटिंग होगी, that it must be able to bring some changes in the criminal mindset, तभी दी जा रही. लेकिन dear, what I asked is कि क्या justification है? Now in Nicomachean ethics, जो एरिस्टोटल का था, ठीक है, एक तो ये जस्टिफिकेशन है. अच्छा पहले सुन लो चलो कि उसने कैसे बताया कि एथिक्स कैन बी टॉट एंड एथिक्स इज लाइक अ स्किल. ही कंपेयर्ड एथिक्स विद द म्यूजिक एंड ही सेड दैट to become a musician requires skill and repetitive practice. So what? To become a virtuous person requires repetitive virtuous actions in life. अब एक तो हम ये कोट कर सकते हैं, चलो मान लिया निकोमेकियन एथिक्स भी नहीं पता है सबको, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, जानना जरूरी थोड़ी है. हमें अगर हमें ही सब कुछ पता होगा तो दूसरों को क्या पता होगा? हम सारे जानने का ठेका क्यों लें भाई? एरिस्टोटल कह गए तो कुछ कह गए, उनकी मर्जी थी. तो हम दूसरा जो रेलिवेंट और कंटेम्पररी टाइम से कोट कर सकते हैं, दैट इज नीति आयोग in one of its reports said that ethics must be taught, जिसकी मैं तुम्हें अभी दिखाऊंगा. तो हम ये चीजें भी कोट कर सकते थे. ये चीजें तुम्हें पता होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. अभी हम देखते हैं उसे कि नीति आयोग ने क्या किया है. तो अब अगर एक क्वेश्चन आता है कि ethics is like any other skill wherein ethics be taught, yet in your concerned opinion do you think that ethics can be taught? तो ठीक है, हम कॉमन सेंस बेस्ड आंसर तो हर कोई लिखेगा, कोई छोड़ के नहीं आएगा ऐसा क्वेश्चन. लेकिन अगर तुमने इन दोनों में से कोई भी एक चीज या कोई तीसरा जस्टिफिकेशन अच्छे से प्रोवाइड कर दिया तो यू विल गेट 2.5 marks more than an average candidate, right? And see the sorry state of affairs in our society. I will give you a very known example, a very popular one, that what happened in Nirbhaya rape case. How many people were hanged? Chalo, that is not important, okay? But there was a juvenile in that incident. Yes, right. 4. There was a juvenile, okay? Juvenile tha. Everyone knows it. Was he hanged? क्या उसको फांसी दी गई? तुम लोग बोल भी सकते हो, ठीक है, अदरवाइज मुझे ये चैट वाला टूल बार बार यूज करना पड़ेगा. कभी बोलना है यस नो, तो यू कैन से दैट, नो प्रॉब्लम विद दैट. यस वैशाली, यू आर राइट, नो. नाउ हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो, टेल मी ऑनेस्टली, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ दिस जुवेनाइल? Anyone of you know by curiosity the background of this juvenile?
He was. Sir, I just know that he was from poor background.
No, sir. He was a daily wage earner, I guess.
ये भाई बैकग्राउंड की बात देखो, डेली वेज अर्नर तो था, कोई बात नहीं है. बस कौन चलाएगा? कोई बिलियनियर चलाएगा क्या? या तुम लोग बस चला रहे हो? भैया पुअर ही होगा, ठीक है, डेली वेज अर्नर टाइप ही होगा. 50,000 तो मिल नहीं रहे होंगे.
Orphan हो सकता है सर.
He was from Bihar, I guess, if the state defines the background.
डोंट वरी, नहीं बिहार की बात नहीं हो रही यहाँ पे. वो बिहार से हो, तमिलनाडु से हो, जम्मू कश्मीर से हो, या फिर लक्षद्वीप से हो. लेकिन the fact of the matter is that this juvenile left his home at the younger age of 7 to 8 years, and he never went back his home. And why did his parents allowed him to leave the home and never reported to police? Because they were not able to sustain the livelihood of the child. They knew कि अगर वो हमारे पास है तब भी मरेगा. And see the responsibility of the state. When the machinery of the state went to the house of the child, when the crime was committed, after the crime was committed, state never went कि भैया हमें स्ट्रीट में ये बच्चा मिला है, चलो हम इसका बैकग्राउंड पता करते हैं और पूछ के आते हैं, इसको कहीं इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज करवाते हैं. स्टेट नेवर टुक द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू वेंट टू हिज पेरेंट्स एंड आस्क अबाउट कि क्या ये बच्चा तुम्हारा ही है. बट सी द आयरनी that once the crime was committed, the police went to the house of the child first to examine कि वही उसके मां बाप हैं, और दूसरा क्राइम होने के बाद. जबकि इंटरवेंशन कब होना चाहिए? क्राइम होने से पहले. वो किन के साथ रहा है, उसने अपने 14-15 साल किस सेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी में बिताए हैं. वी बिकम एज आवर कंपनी इज. टुडे इफ यू ask me, and today if you put me in Tihar jail in the company of hardcore criminals, after 2 years I will probably become a criminal teacher who can taught how to commit crime well, not the ethics. Because our company decides what we become in life, and this is the quite ironical situation in India and in many places in the world, that we are able to intervene only once the crime is committed, not before the crime. So, chalo, you can quote such examples, by the way, right? So, they give the examiner an impression कि भाई this person has a wider interest to know कि भाई सोसाइटी में क्या चल रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, और काफी पर्टिनेंट पॉइंट रख रहे हो कि भाई स्टेट को तो पहले इंटरवीन करना चाहिए था. क्राइम करने के बाद इंटरवीन कर रहे हो और फिर जा रहे हो उसके घर पूछने के लिए कि भैया तुम्हारा ही बच्चा है, अच्छा इसकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ यही है क्या है, ये है वो है, और फिर तुम यू विल टेक द एक्शन. सो दिस इज समहाउ.
Hello, sir.
हेलो
Sir, is this was totally a state failure?
Societal failure, not only state failure. How many of you and how many of us take action when we see a poor lying on the road? Right? देखो, every one of us just want to shed the responsibility, one thing, and other thing is we do not have the capacity and the resources also to take care of everyone. That is also true. But who has the resources? Tell me. Who has the resources?
Sir, state.
The state. So is it not a state failure? Obviously it is. Social contract theory भी तो यही कहती है कि भाई I have certain obligations towards a state, right? And that is why I subsume under the entity of a sovereign state. Why? Because the state will protect me from the criminals. State will protect me from the crime. State will take care of my private property. अगर भरोसा ही नहीं हो कल किसी को कि भैया दूसरा जना आके थोड़ फोड़ करके चला जाएगा, कौन है बचाने वाला, तो काहे की सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थ्योरी? We have confidence that state and the state machineries and the state functionaries will take care of ourselves. And that is the underlying basis of a social contract theory. Okay. So in this text, UPSC has used the word relevant 3 times. So you can understand the importance of relevancy in UPSC. It is my sincere request that make your answers, make your argument, whether in ethics, whether in essay, any paper, relevant. They must be relevant. They must be, and how a thing become relevant if it is practical. Don't idolize too much. Don't try to pose a very ideal picture of yourself. If you are too ideal, you are not good for statecraft. You are a misfit for a state functionary. Let me give you a practical example again. Okay? Which I often quote in my first class, by the way. बीजी देशमुख को कौन कौन जानता है? बीजी देशमुख, मतलब वो तुम्हारे पड़ोसी नहीं होने चाहिए, ही इज फ्रॉम ब्यूरोक्रेसी। तो ये मत कहना कि मेरे नेबरहुड में रहते हैं बीजी देशमुख। बालचंद्रा गोपाल देशमुख, कौन कौन जानता है? एटलीस्ट पीपल फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र, डू यू नो और नॉट, यस और नो? नो प्रॉब्लम, इवन इफ यू डोंट नो, to accept that you don't know, that it itself is a very positive virtue, because the examples which I will quote during the course of this classes are pretty unique, which can give you a good learning, a good understanding, and you will get good marks in civil services, and tomorrow you will become a civil servant like BG Deshmukh. So what happened? देखो बीजी देशमुख जो थे उस समय पुराने टाइम में महाराष्ट्र गुजरात कैडर के आईएएस ऑफिसर थे, राइट? He retired, if I am not wrong, in 1969 as a cabinet secretary. Okay, he went up to the position of cabinet secretary, which every one of us know it is not a mean task. Not everyone can become a cabinet secretary from a batch of IAS officers. Okay, so when he was posted in Maharashtra, मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा तुम लोगों से और अच्छे से सुनना. So when he was posted in Maharashtra in General Administrative Department, GAD, right? So he had numerous responsibilities. तो उसमें एक responsibility उनकी थी that एक task जो उनका था वो ये था कि on quarterly basis कार्स का, एम्बेसडर कार्स का कोटा होता था, वो उनको 100 लोगों को देना होता था, राइट? एम्बेसडर कार्स एलोकेट करनी होती थी 100 लोगों को, और एप्लीकेशंस आती थी 1000. किसको नहीं चाहिए होती थी भैया एम्बेसडर कार उस टाइम? मतलब मर्सिडीज से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट थी, और उस समय तो ऊपर पुटिंग लाइट भी थी, राइट? तो वो सबको चाहिए थी, बिकॉज दैट इज द इटसेल्फ इज द आइकन ऑफ द पावर, द लाइट, जो आपके नहीं है. तो दिस इज अनफॉर्चुनेट दैट वी आर बिकमिंग सिविल सर्वेंट एट दीज टाइम्स. नो प्रॉब्लम, एटलीस्ट यू कैन हैव अ लाइट इन योर होम. ठीक है? तो हुआ यूं, उन्होंने लिस्ट बना के 100 लोगों की सीएम साहब को सौंप दी. ठीक है? क्योंकि वहां से फाइनल अप्रूवल होता था. तो अब सीएम सेंट इट बैक टू बीजी देशमुख, और कुछ जवाब नहीं दिया, कुछ फाइल नोटिंग नहीं दी. अब वो भी हैरान परेशान, अब क्या किया जाए? उन्हें भी समझ में नहीं आया कि यार इसमें क्या है, 100 ही तो नाम थे, 100 दे दिए और बड़ी ऑनेस्टली बनाए नाम, ऐसा तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सो ही वेंट टू सीएम directly to meet CM, right? So CM told him that, देखो, this is the list which I will give you every time that you will prepare. These are the 30 names, and every time you will prepare the list, I will give you 30 names of my candidates whom you have to incorporate in the list. Abhi BG Deshmukh, having a good integrity, a good name in the civil services, known for his honesty, right? So तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि उन्होंने क्या किया होगा देशमुख साहब ने? टेल मी, जल्दी बताओ. यू कैन अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ एंड कैन टेल मी. इट विल टेक लेस टाइम.
Sir, maybe bargain किया हो कि 20 from your list and 80 from mine.
80, वेरी गुड. बार्गेन करना तो हमारे जीन्स में ही है. सही बताया तुमने. और
Yes, sir, opted for some middle.
some middle path. Okay. May had asked for written note. देखो, अब इतनी सी बात के लिए रिटर्न नोट थोड़ी मांगा जाता है सीएम से. विक्रम
सर एक्सेप्ट कर लिया होगा.
ओके, ये कौन है, नाम बताओ.
सर अनमोल.
अनमोल. ओके.
सर उन सीएम की लिस्ट की और अपने लिस्ट की दोनों की एक कन्वर्जन लिस्ट बनाई होगी, जिसमें कि उन लोगों को भी इंक्लूड किया होगा जिन्होंने सीएम वाली लिस्ट में होंगे. उसके बाद जो कैंडिडेट्स बच गए उनके लिए वो दोबारा से लिस्ट को शॉर्टलिस्ट करेंगे अपने हिसाब से.
अच्छा, तो तुम्हें लगता है ये सही है?
सर क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम्स काफी हद तक रिड्यूस हो जाएंगी, जो कन्फ्लिक्चुअल, जैसे कि जो कन्फ्लिक्ट वाले चीजें हैं उनको अपन ज्यादा टाइम दे सकते हैं रादर देन डिवोट मतलब काम को स्टॉल करने की।
कौन हो तुम?
सर नीलेश सिंह।
नीलेश सिंह, ओके ओके। और विक्रम प्रसाद कह रहे हैं कि मे हैड आस्क्ड फॉर रिटर्न नोट। डू नॉट आस्क फॉर अ रिटर्न नोट फ्रॉम अ सीएम फॉर अ ट्रिवियल मैटर्स. This is first learning of a bureaucrat. If you want to make your life smooth and to show the examiner that you have practical integrity, do not write for such trivial matter that you will ask for a written note. Right? That will show examiner before selection and after selection, your life would become hell if you ask for a written note for such matters. देखो, as a practical person, you need to understand that whether you want it to be no as a villain of many fights or hero of few battles. You have to pick which battle to fight. This is a very trivial matter. 30 नाम है, बीजी देशमुख ऑफिस गए, उन्होंने 30 नाम हटाए, ऊपर की लिस्ट ब्लैंक छोड़ी, 30 नाम 70 अपने दिए, सीएम साहब को दे दी. As a human being, we have limited amount of energy. We should not waste on such matters wherein you are losing out on bigger opportunities. A civil servant, you will, if you get selected, no, in your batch, who takes training in Missouri, you will come to know about civil servants who can live and die for their honesty. But trust me, they are, at times, they do more harm to the system than the good. Why? Because they would have shown their talent in removing our socio-economic problems, the systemic problems that are lying from more than 70 years in independent India, rather than wasting their energy in fighting these battles. It is no good. एक जने को उधर रख लिया किसी के रिकमेंडेशन में, 2 जनों को उधर रख लिया, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है भाई. हमारे देश का मैग्नीट्यूड तो देखो. हाँ भैया, तो हाईएस्ट इंटीग्रिटी इन द सेंस प्रैक्टिकल इंटीग्रिटी. मुझे पता था तुम लोग ये गलतियां करोगे और ये एग्जाम में भी हो सकती हैं. केस स्टडी में लिखा रहेगा विद इम्पेकेबल इंटीग्रिटी द पर्सन हैज बीन रिसीव्ड अ रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम सो एंड सो पॉलिटिशियन. नाउ व्हाई? बिकॉज यूपीएससी वांट्स टू सी टू व्हाट एक्सट्रीम यू कैन गो. डू यू वांट टू स्टॉल एवरी वर्क ऑफ योर लाइफ एंड जस्ट फाइट दिस बैटल of a very trivial nature, or do you have the acumen to keep to resolve it as soon as possible in minimum amount of time and focus your energy in other developmental works? 3 टाइप के लोग होते हैं, 3 टाइप के सिविल सर्वेंट बेसिकली, डूअर, नॉन डूअर और अनडूअर. लिख लो, बाद में डिस्कशन होगा कभी तो बताऊंगा. ठीक है? सो even before getting selected and even after getting selected, you must have an idea that wherein I have to invest my energy. As a civil services aspirant, and having seen the aspirant series, right, some kind of wisdom should come to you, that going to library and doing answer writing practice, even if may not lead to fruitful results in the very next attempt, but may lead to results in the future, right? But that also depends upon making good partners. Okay? Don't make bad partners, right? So enjoy these moments of life. Enjoy that you are preparing. This is the golden time. I am telling you, once you get selected, you won't get such time. I can understand that there is certain kind of uncertainty. And why the uncertainty is coming? Why this fear is coming? Because we are not doing what is desired. I'm not saying that you are not studying for 12 hours, 10 hours, but we are not doing, which is the exact requirement by UPSC. क्रिस्प नोट्स बनाने हैं, ऑप्शनल को फोकस करना है, राइट? तो होलिस्टिक प्लान बनाओ एक. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, ये टाइम जो है इतना इतना बढ़िया, this is the golden time. Once you get selected, then you will discuss with your friends, with your old friends, those who are not able to make it. Because friendship is something like that does not depends upon one selection and rejection. Your friends would be there even after you get selected, but you have to be there for friends. And this is the beauty of life. And don't be hesitated if some of your friends are selected. This is what was shown in Aspirant series, that we have an human angle. It is just that people become so busy at times and they do not realize that we are committing some mistake, that we are not being in touch with our old friends because we become so busy in our work, right? So I hope you people will not commit such mistakes. And few people, as I say to everyone, that if it is important to manage failures, the more is important to manage success. If success gets to your head, then it becomes more lethal than the failure. Right? So don't let success gets on the top of your head. Okay? So this example, please note it down. Right? Such examples would, on one side, on one hand, will help you to understand the issue of practical integrity and how you have to write in what diplomatic stand you have to take in case studies, right? And also increase your level of confidence. Okay, I'm doing right what I am doing, because you are getting some unique examples which are not lying in magazines or in some common books, right? So rather than that, you have to dig deep. So we are doing it for it. Now our expectation is that you get selected. That's it. Okay. Coming to the next slide. Now what UPSC says for ethics. This is also important because we are more concerned about ethics here. Will include questions to test the candidate attitude and approach to issues relating to integrity, probity in public life, and his problem solving approach. What the example showed you, problem solving approach, your attitude towards public service, right? And conflict faced by him in dealing with the society. Now this was the intra-departmental conflict, a conflict with a politician. There would be at times you are facing conflicts directly with the public, society, how you are managing it, what type of arguments you are giving. And trust me, in the complete UPSC process, there is not a question of rightness and wrongness, even in GS. More than being right and wrong, what is more important is what justification you have for what you are writing. Apart from taking extreme stands, such extreme and impractical and irrelevant stands should be avoided. And for every other thing, your arguments take the primacy over the rightness and wrongness. क्योंकि सब गलतियां करते हैं. Right, Rajesh. This could be one example. Okay. Apart from this, what you require in general, as per my understanding from this for this exam, is these three traits. What is this? COT is clarity of thought. I would explain why I'm saying that. Then clarity of expression. Then third thing is speed. The need for speed is too much in UPSC exam. Why clarity of thought? If you know, if you have good clarity in your thought process, what will happen? Your processing speed will be high. And what is UPSC mains exam? Every UPSC mains exam, including optional essay, ethics, everything. It is a projective test. What is a projective test? A personality test that the examiner, if at one point is judging your content judging your factual knowledge, judging your awareness. But on the other side, he is trying to judge your personality, your suitability for civil service. This is not a mean job. Tomorrow, you are going to become the face of the government. Government would never want such irrational officers to take the position in a district who not only become a mockery for themselves, but become an indelible and leaves an indelible mark and becomes a mockery for the complete government and the system. UPSC will never want that you spoil the image of the system. देखो, institutions take decades to become. It takes decades to establish institutions. That is why I will tell you, you must have heard the name of the Watergate scam. बताओ, सुना है? Watergate scam.
सर सुना है.
क्या है ये? कहाँ हुआ था?
Sure, but it happened in US. I'm not really sure, but like slight. कभी सुना है ऐसा लग रहा है.
कभी सुना है. Your name please?
Vaishali.
वैशाली. अच्छा, ओके. सो जो लोग भी 1-2 साल से यूपीएससी की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं, आई विल ग्रांट लीव फॉर दोज पीपल हु हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड देयर यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन. बट जो लोग 1-2-3 साल से प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, अगर उन लोगों ने वाटरगेट का नाम नहीं सुना है, इट इज अ सिन. इट इज अ सिन इन यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन. आई एम टेलिंग यू वेरी फ्रैंकली. और ये चीजें रोड़ा बनेंगी, एज एन एक ये चीजें क्या बनेंगी? ऑब्स्टिकल बनेंगी इन योर सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस. इंक्रीज द एम्बिट ऑफ योर अवेयरनेस. सच एग्जाम्पल्स फेच यू मार्क्स. How you think that a candidate who is writing first mains or second mains is able to fetch very good marks? Do you think that that person would be having a good command over a person who is writing fifth mains or is attempting sixth time or fourth time, by the way? No, not at all. The logic says that a person who is writing first attempt or second attempt, for that matter, cannot have a good command over static part and current affairs part better than the person who is in the process from last 4-5 years. It cannot be possible. I cannot take it unless there are some aberrations who are genius. Leave aside those. They are 1 in 1 lakh. We don't have to think about it, right? We have to take care of the bell curve. You just have to think about those people who are lying in the middle of the bell curve. They are also getting selected. Don't think about the extremities. A very poor aspirant, a genius kind of aspirant. But even in the middle of the bell curve, how people are able to get good marks in mains, because they reflect to the examiner that, sir or ma'am, I have a wide reading habit. I have a personality of a bureaucrat. How? Because they show the examiner that I am focusing on those important things which other average people are not focusing. Watergate scam, by the way, US में हुआ था. अगर किसी ने मुझे related to President Nixon, किसी को कोई चीज पता है? Take participation, no problem with that.
When Trump was about to be impeached, it came in light, if I'm not sure, but I don't remember it properly.
ठीक है, चलो. Even if we don't know about too much about it, but at least थोड़ा तो पेरिफेरी में पता होना चाहिए चीजें, so that you can quote. फिर इनको कोट भी करना है, ऐसा नहीं है सिर्फ पता होना चाहिए. इनको हम मेंस में भी कोट करेंगे, इनको हम इंटरव्यू में भी कोट करेंगे कुछ चीजों. Now, this scam broke out when the president of US was Nixon, the 37th US president, if I'm not wrong, right? So, हुआ यूं कि देखो, यूएस में जो एक बहुत इन्वेस्टिगेटिव एजेंसी, राइट, जैसे हमारे देश में सीबीआई है. सीबीआई में आई डोंट हैव दैट मच कॉन्फिडेंस, राइट? बट जो एफबीआई है, फेडरल ब्यूरो ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन, one good thing about this agency is that it is truly independent, 99% independent. There could be some element of dubious character even then, but 99% this agency is impartial and beyond question. having unquestionable character. So that, or जो director होता है, who heads the FBI, right? He perhaps impeachable integrity. Okay. So in the sense that nobody can buy you. Now these are the matter of grave concern, that a scam is broken out who relates to the president of the nation, a nation who says itself as a land of opportunities. So what happened that Elliot Richardson was the law officer of the he was Attorney General at that time. So what happened that President Nixon or the administrative staff of White House tried to interfere in the investigation. Nixon knew that he is on the wrong side. Nixon knew that. And if you lie, if you lie to a federal agency, even in our country, if you lie to a state agency, it becomes a crime. Nixon lied to FBI. And when he tried to, although he was the image, we all wear different masks. There is one image that we post to public. There is one private image. And for the individual for whom the private image and the public image a larger overlap, that person is truly ethical. So in this case, Nixon was having one face for the public and other face for private dealings. So when Nixon and his staff tried to interfere, E. Richardson resigned from the job. He put down his papers. That was the integrity of the person. He said, I will not allow anyone. And mind you that in US, the director of FBI resigning from the job is a very big issue. Is a truly very big issue. So when Trump dismissed this FBI director, it became a huge issue that time. It got the attention of the world media. And when the independent counsel was established to investigate the role of Russian state in the US elections, you must be knowing it, in 2016, independent counsel was set. So who became the head of the independent counsel? Again, a former director of FBI who was known for his impeachable integrity. So what the point I was telling you, that when Richardson was investigating this Watergate scam, because Nixon wanted to have a good face or good personality towards the public and the investigative agency, he was thinking that we have covered the tracks so neatly that nobody would be able to find the truth. And even when FBI asked for what happened in this case, you can read in the Google, but I will tell you that he bugged every office in the White House and every major offices in the US of the, I guess it was National Democratic Party as well, right? They were National Democratic Committee. So perhaps every office was bugged, right? So what happened when the FBI called for the tapes? Richardson denied. But when the Supreme Court, the federal court, asked for the tapes, Richardson had to give, and they were so confident that we have covered the track so fairly that nobody would come to know. But then he said to Richardson, now this is the importance of the institutions in the history of the nations. What was the statement that Nixon gave to Richardson? That I want to tell you one thing: save the presidency and not the president. Now, this is one thing which even I quoted in my exam. Nixon said, save the presidency and not the president. Why? Because the institution of the president, the position of the president must be impeccable. If people raises doubt over such positions, then perhaps the whole institutions will fall. Democracy itself will be in question. Right? So this was the example which I gave because of, I don't know why it came up, perhaps for some reason. So we were discussing, I hope you are jotting down. So apart from this, what you require is clarity of thought. I told you clarity of thought will give you requisite speed to complete your paper, because if you are not able to generate thoughts in a speedy manner, you will not be able to complete your paper. Right? Then clarity of expression. If you lack expression, then perhaps what can happen that your superior knowledge will not come to your rescue. So we have to practice these both, clarity of thought and clarity of expression. If you have these things and your hand supports you, that you are able to write in a adequate speed, you would be able to complete paper in given amount of time. Okay. Now other concepts are these two things I have acronymed for you. What is important is rope. It is again the repetition of what I have told you. R in the rope is relevancy. What UPSC would check? The relevancy of your answers. Other trait of your personality would be checked. The organization. Have you organized the content in a coherent manner, not in the haphazard manner? That when we are discussing, there may be something which is cropping up because of some discussion, but we are doing in a sequential manner. Similar approach we have to follow in mains, right? Because I told you that a projective test is something wherein the examiner will try to project to have the predictive value of your personality, right? P is presentation. How you present your knowledge, how you present your script to the examiner. अब कुछ बच्चे हैं, इतने बार कटिंग हो रही है एग्जाम में, ऐसे लिख रहे हैं कि पता ही नहीं लग रहा है कि पैराग्राफ चेंज हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. इतनी मोनोटनस राइटिंग है कि मतलब स्क्रिप्ट देख के ही नींद आ जाए. फिर वो लोग भी बेचारे क्या करेंगे, उनके ऊपर उतना प्रेशर है. कौन मतलब ऐसी स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ेगा, वो भी चाय समोसा रख के खाएंगे उसके ऊपर. और कोई स्क्रिप्ट खाली छूटी होगी तो खाली पेज ले जाएंगे घर पे, बच्चे को लिखने के लिए देंगे, लो रेफर करना. तो प्रेजेंट योर स्क्रिप्ट इन अ मैनर वेयर इन एग्जामिनर को क्यूरोसिटी हो कि यार पढ़ें इसको, स्क्रिप्ट देखो कितनी नीटली अलाइंड है, राइट? सो प्रेजेंटेशन. अदर इज व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू अगेन फ्रॉम क्लैरिटी ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन इज एक्सप्रेशन, राइट? If you have these traits in yourself, you are going to sit in the official car. What is official car? What you will have, by the way, before sitting in official car, you will have competence. ऐसे ही एक्रोनिम बनाना अगर कोई चीज याद करनी हो, कोई बढ़िया चीजें हो. Competence, autonomy, and relatedness. Now, what is relatedness? Again, that when you are writing a paper, be it ethics paper, essay paper, or any other GS paper, the principle of relatedness says that examiner would be able to hit a chord with you. So between you and him or her, there must be a chord that should be generated. Right? I'm not asking you to write very emotional sentences. No. Because a very emotional civil servant would not be able to work in an impartial manner. Somewhere down the line, they would show their trait of partiality. We do not have to be emotional. A subtle emotions have to be shown so that examiner comes to a conclusion that this person is well suited for the given socio-economic conditions of Indian settings, Indian society. Because tomorrow when you get selected, the most of your clientele, as in to whom you have to deal, is the public at large. And which section of the public? Not the well-to-do section of the public, but more so the section of the public which do not have any say in the administration, any voice in the administration. They come to you with certain hopes, with certain expectations, thinking that so and so officer would help us. If you do not have water in your village, electricity, things are not working out, they come with good expectations from you. And if you do not have subtle emotions in you, probably you won't be able to understand the plight of such people, because such people would be inebriated in their success. That I am a district collector, I am the only person in the district who deserve the respect. What happened few days back, right? There has to be a certain decency in every service. I agree that the work pressure is so much that sometimes we lose control, but not to an extent, not in a public. You may scold people, right? Because unless you scold people, they will not work. The problem is that. But do not cross the lines, right? Now, one question to you all. I wrote autonomy, right? In our discussion up till now, there was one word which come close to this trait, autonomy. फटाफट बताओ वो क्या था?
टेक व्यूज.
क्या नाम है तुम्हारा?
राजेश.
राजेश, गुड. Anyone else? Nobody? Yes, take a view. Right?
Practical integrity. Practical integrity.
Yes, you may relate practical integrity to autonomy, but a much closer word is take a view, that you must behave in an autonomous manner. Now, behaving in an autonomous does not mean that you do not have any regard to rules and regulations and the boundaries of the system that are set, but having your independent view about the problem and having an independent view and the courage to put your own and the correct view, which is based on the facts and the objective analysis rather than the subjectivity, to the desired minister or to the CM. That is why we say that every civil servant must follow the principle of F cube. What is F cube? Free, fair, and frank. You must give free advice as a state functionary. ऐसा नहीं कि भाई मैं कंसल्टेंसी दे रहा हूं तो लाओ मुझे, I deserve this, a bag full of money, a bag full of dollars. आजकल तो डॉलर्स में ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहे हैं, इंडियन रूपी में ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं हो रहा ना, बिकॉज nobody knows when the other demonetization will come. So it is better to transact in dollars. At least the stability is there. This is other irony. Free, fair. The advice which is fair, based on objective analysis, not giving it on the party lines, right? A pliable bureaucrat may give advice to a minister which matches his ideology, or which, if suppose, let's say your ideology meets with party A and the government of the day is of party B, you must not give some advice which intricately helps the party A to gain the edge. That should not be done, right? Fair and frank advice. You must not hold your thoughts to yourself in your head that if I give such and such advice, I will be reprimanded. No. Have the courage. अगर इतने moldable और pliable bureaucrats हो गए, the whole bureaucracy will be shut down. that will be of no good.
Sir, isn't it the courage of the government to receive adverse insight from the bureaucrat? Many times bureaucrats are courageous, but the government just simply shut them down.
Who are you?
Sir Gaurav.
Gaurav. What is the agent of our discussion? Who is the main agent of our discussion?
Sir, a bureaucrat.
Bureaucrat, right? So we are focusing on bureaucrat. The view that you held, your argument is perfectly right. Nobody can give a counter argument to your argument, because having the courage to give advice must also be met with having the courage to receive it. That is why I said you must not be thinking that tomorrow if I am reprimanded, let's say the person you are giving the advice to does not have the courage to receive it, he reprimands you, chalo hatao ise is department se, because he does not have the courage to listen to the reality. You said, sir, if such and such scheme is implemented tomorrow, it will go against your benefit, your party lines, right? Why? Because he was having a myopic perspective of the problem, a myopic perspective of the elections, upcoming elections, myopic perspective of his or her own image in his constituency. कि भाई अगर हम ये कर देंगे तो हो सकता है मेरी इमेज बढ़ जाएगी. बट ब्यूरोक्रेट वॉज हैविंग दूरदर्शिता, a visionary view. Having a sight does not guarantee to have a vision. And a politician has a sight and a bureaucrat has a vision. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So the fact of the matter is that if the bureaucracy becomes so pliable and moldable that even there is a statement that was given by a former IAS, Deepak Rudra. You can note it down. He called IAS the bamboo frame. Otherwise, what is the name for bureaucracy?
Iron frame. Steel frame.
Steel frame. The steel
Very
frame.
good. Iron frame. लोहे का बहुत काम कर रहे हो तुम आजकल.
Sorry, sir.
स्टॉक मार्केट में लोहे की खरीद फरोख्त तो नहीं कर रहे हो? मतलब यार आयरन फ्रेम.
तो सर आई जस्ट रिमेम्बर्ड दैट मीनिंग कि भाई बहुत ही मजबूत, तो आयरन स्टील थोड़ा
लेकिन देखो ये गलतियां करनी नहीं है. दैट इज ओके, बट ह्यूमर हैज टू बी देयर, एंड ह्यूमर इज so that we become conscious about our mistakes. अब तुमसे गलती नहीं होगी कभी भी. जब लिखोगे आयरन फ्रेम तो तुम्हें यही ध्यान आएगा कि सर ने बोला था भैया स्टॉक मार्केट में खरीद फरोख्त कर रहे हो क्या, राइट?
Right, sir.
So Deepak Rudra said that the IAS has become the bamboo frame. Why? Suggesting that the service has become so vulnerable, so moldable, so pliable that we are ready to compromise on our values, right? So such statements can be quoted for fetching better marks, right? So this is it. This is what we discussed up till now. Scoring in ethics paper. What is required in every GS paper and in ethics paper especially? One is important thing is important keywords. As we are discussing, I told you bamboo frame. You won't find it in common scripts. At max, you will find steel frame, and some people would be writing iron frame. Right? So, such things, important keywords must be known to you. Important examples. Okay? Do not have a wrong impression of like I have to create a notebook of examples. No, 5-10 pages are enough. उसके बाद अगर तुम क्रॉस कर रहे हो लिमिट को, you won't be able to utilize these things in your exam. They will become useless. A person came to me, he was showing me that he has written 500 examples from newspaper. So with folded hands, I asked him, now you have joined test series, at least यूज 50 एग्जाम्पल फ्रॉम दीज 500 एग्जाम्पल्स, तो मैं समझ जाऊंगा कि तुम रैंक ला रहे हो। तो उसने कहा सर प्रॉब्लम तो यही है कि मैं यूज नहीं कर पा रहा हूं, और मैं आपसे पूछने आया हूं कि मैं यूज कैसे करूं। अब ये ऐसे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं कि इनका सॉल्यूशन और ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करेगा। भैया प्रॉब्लम का एक सॉल्यूशन होना चाहिए। बट व्हाट अबाउट अ प्रॉब्लम जिसका सॉल्यूशन क्रिएट्स मोर प्रॉब्लम्स? इफ आई वुड हैव टोल्ड हिम समथिंग, इट वुड हैव क्रिएटेड मोर प्रॉब्लम्स। इसीलिए आई कीप दी अप्रोच सिंपल। 10 पेजेस बनाओ जिसमें एग्जाम्पल्स, ऐसे यूनिक एग्जाम्पल विच वी आर शेयरिंग। अब उसके बाद भी तुम एग्जाम्पल्स नोट करने में लगे हो। एट मैक्स व्हाट यू विल फाइंड, दुर्गा शक्ति नागपाल एंड अशोक खेमका। People are obsessed with these names. And never write the name of the politicians in your script, for God's sake. Never ever. Until and unless the names belong to the prior eras, the leaders that were associated with our national freedom struggle, or the just after independence. Some tall figures. But from current disposition, do not write the names. And do not write some humorous statements like that the 7 sins of Gandhiji and the 8 sins of the 8th sin of Gandhiji was Rahul Gandhi. ये गलतियां भी मत करना कि एग्जामिनर खुश हो जाएगा। ठीक है? So maintaining the decency of the civil service, we have to write the paper and we have to be conscious enough क्या लिखना है क्या नहीं लिखना है, क्या कहना है क्या नहीं कहना है, right? So इंपॉर्टेंट कीवर्ड्स विल गिव यू डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ थॉट्स। एग्जामिनर को अच्छा लगेगा तुम्हारा पेपर पढ़ने में, तभी तो वो पेपर पढ़ेगा कंप्लीट। अदरवाइज डू यू थिंक दैट द एग्जामिनर इज इंटरेस्टेड इन रीडिंग एवरी वर्ड ऑफ योर पेपर? नॉट एट ऑल। ही इज नॉट अफेक्टेड हु इज बिकमिंग एन IAS और हु इज बीइंग रिजेक्टेड। यू हैव टू फोर्स द एग्जामिनर with your skills that sir, please read at least 50-70 words from my answer। और अगर उसने 50-70 वर्ड पढ़ लिए तो तुम्हारा सिलेक्शन पक्का है। 150 में से 250 में से अगर उसने 100-150 वर्ड पढ़ लिए तो तुम्हारा सिलेक्शन पक्का है। क्योंकि देखो दे हैव लिमिटेड टाइम। ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड देयर चैलेंज। ओके, be an individual who is pragmatic and ethical at the same time. Okay, give practical suggestions which can be executable, which can be implementable. Don't give suggestions which are, as I told you, which are so ideal that they cannot be implementable. हाँ, सुनने में बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, अच्छा ऐसा होना चाहिए, राम राज्य की बात हो रही है। नहीं भाई, जब राम राज्य था तब राम राज्य था, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तब वो सॉल्यूशन वर्क कर जाएगा। अब आज वो सॉल्यूशन दो कि चीजें सही तरीके से एग्जीक्यूट कर पाओ। ओके, बीइंग कमिटेड टू पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स, ये रिफ्लेक्ट होनी चाहिए चीजें तुम्हारे आर्ग्यूमेंट से। अभी ये चीजें नोट कर लो, जैसे जैसे डिस्कशंस होंगे आगे ये चीजें क्लियर होती जाएंगी। सो पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स रिफ्लेक्ट होने चाहिए। दैट professional ethics is quite important, but at the same time with your argument the examiner must sense that the person is having at least an amount of the personal ethics in life. He or she is not completely devoid of personal ethics. Why? Because a person may not have very different faces altogether. In public life also there would be a reflection of our private life, and in private life a reflection of our public life. These two lives are not very different. Okay, need to apply common sense while keeping ethical principles in mind. Application is very important for ethics, right? Have crisp notes, ये important है, ये तुम्हें help करेगा पूरे एग्जाम में, सिविल सर्विसेज में, with important keywords so that it becomes easy for you to read, revise and re-revise. अभी से बनाने लगो, ये टाइम है जो 21 में दे रहे हैं, जो 22 में दे रहे हैं वो भी। मतलब there is a new disease in the market wherein I see that people giving suggestion, सबसे पहले सिलेबस रट लो। भैया सिलेबस देख लो, वही बहुत है, रट क्यों लो? मतलब हम कहते हैं ठीक है, रटना कम से कम है, सिलेबस रट लो सबसे पहले। अगर सिलेबस रटा हुआ नहीं है तो तुम तैयारी नहीं कर रहे हो। यार सिलेबस देखो तो तुम्हारा जो तुम रीडिंग है, तुम्हारी जो तुम्हारा फोकस है वो रेलिवेंट रहेगा। ओके, यू हैव ब्रॉडर आइडिया कि इस चीज पे पूछा जाता है। ऐसे ही इंपॉर्टेंट है दैट you at times you refer to previous year UPSC papers so that your focus remains intact. Focus is right. जो पढ़ना है वही पढ़ रहे हैं। Then give examples, some unique examples from current and social issues, professional life, your areas of interest. Now your areas of interest must be the bureaucratic life. Picking examples from, ऐसा नहीं है सोसाइटी के एग्जाम्पल्स नहीं देने, बट एग्जाम्पल फ्रॉम द ब्यूरोक्रेटिक लाइफ, द ब्यूरोक्रेटिक फील्ड, विच आई एम शेयरिंग विद यू पीपल हेयर, राइट? और कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, जैसे हिस्ट्री का हो गया, गिव दोज एग्जाम्पल्स। ऐसा नहीं है कि जो हिस्ट्री में पढ़ा है बस वो हिस्ट्री में ही यूज करेंगे। गिव एग्जाम्पल्स इन एथिक्स। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव हर्ड द नेम ऑफ जनरल एरविन रोमेल? कौन थे वो, जरा बताओ। एरविन रोमेल. So Erwin Rommel was a German general during the time of Hitler, right? And he was known for his acumen and statesmanship. But at one point of time, he defied direct orders from Hitler. So such examples must be quoted. ऐसा नहीं कि हिस्ट्री में पढ़ा है तो बस वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री का क्वेश्चन आएगा तभी लिखेंगे उनके बारे में। No, that is why we say no in ethics. Sometimes righteous disobedience is better than moral muteness. Now, General Erwin Rommel is a classic example. There have been other examples as well of Indian bureaucrats too. But Erwin Rommel is a classic example, depicting the saying that sometimes righteous disobedience is better than moral muteness. At times you have to stand, take a stand. Why? Because based upon the context and the circumstances. If you are taking such a stand for trivial issues, you are giving a sense of your immaturity. Take a stand where it is required. Otherwise, take a ladder and move up. ठीक है? Now ethics, one thing is true for ethics is less leads to more effect. Less leads to more. It is not no leads to more. As some toppers have said that I went to the examination hall with no preparation at all, and I got 190 marks, 150 marks, 140 marks. Not in the history of ethics paper, nobody have got 190, by the way, but people have got 160. And this fluctuation comes with the cycle of the UPSC. That sometime after checking papers, UPSC decide that give a grace mark of as a jump of +10 to everyone in ethics. Why? Because of a simple reason. ऐसा नहीं है कि उस साल ethics सब लोगों ने इतना पढ़ लिया या overall ethical trait population में इतना बढ़ गया था कि लोगों ने ज्यादा स्कोर कर दिया। नहीं, this is why, because UPSC don't want student to decodify कि यार कभी इसमें ज्यादा मार्क्स आ जा रहा है तो मैं एथिक्स में ज्यादा फोकस करता हूं और नेक्स्ट टाइम एथिक्स को वो -10 कर देंगे। तो बच्चे को समझ नहीं आएगा कि यार इस बार ज्यादा मेहनत करी थी लेकिन एथिक्स में कम हो गया, अब कम फिर सबका ही हो गया। दैट इज द रीजन। कुछ एब्रेशन होते हैं कि कभी लगता है किसी को कि बहुत अच्छा लिखा है तब नहीं आया, एंड दैट इज क्वाइट अनफॉर्चुनेट। वो तो लक है देखो प्योर, लेकिन ऐसा बहुत कम केसेस में होता है, राइट? ओनली व्हेन योर स्टार्स आर सो रूड फ्रॉम यू कि तभी ऐसा होगा, फिर अदरवाइज मैक्सिमम केसेस में ऐसा नहीं होता है। सो लेस लीड्स टू मोर इज that the number of hours that you have to devote for ethics is comparatively less as compared to 250 नंबर का है, ऐसे भी 250 का है, तो इन दोनों की यही ब्यूटी है। The number of hours as compared to other subjects, other areas is comparatively less and we can achieve more by the tricks of the trade. यूनिक एग्जाम्पल्स, मैच्योरिटी शो करनी है, ठीक है, प्रैक्टिकल इंटीग्रिटी शो करनी है, राइट, आंसर स्किल्स शो करना है. अच्छा, वन मोर थिंग, that sometimes there are some dubious elements who also attend the lecture, and what they do, they copy the screen and record the lectures and they start sharing. So it is a sincere request that if any one of you come across such dubious element that you find that so and so lecture is being shared in so and so social media, do bring us to our notice, right? Because in that case there would be immediate cancellation of that person, right? Then yet it is most now this is also the irony. People think that it is the most easier subject and they do not devote any time to it. They do not do any analytical processing for the subject. They ignore it completely कि हो जाएगा. आज उस टॉपर का वीडियो सुना था, उसने कहा था यार कम मेहनत करनी है. भाई हो सकता है उसने कम करी हो, या हो सकता है उसे रियलाइज नहीं हो, उसने धीरे धीरे चंक्स में पढ़ के इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर कर ली हो कि उसके अच्छे मार्क्स आ गए, या उसने कहीं से गाइडेंस ले ली हो और उसने क्लासेस करी हो और उसको उन्हीं क्लासेस से फायदा हो गया, राइट? सो यू हैव टू, और एज आई से there are three major pillars which will be helpful in your success: optional, ethics and essay. If you get good marks in these three pillars, ये समझ जाना कि तुम सिविल सर्वेंट जरूर बन रहे हो, क्योंकि रेस्ट ऑफ द 1, 2, 3 यू कैन स्कोर डिसेंट मार्क्स, बहुत ज्यादा फ्लक्चुएशन एज सच नहीं आएगा इफ यू हैव ओकेज काइंड ऑफ आंसर राइटिंग. लेकिन ये तीनों में जो है फ्लक्चुएशन बहुत ज्यादा रहता है, राइट? और ये 3 पेपर ऐसे हैं जो डिसाइड कर देंगे कि भैया कल हम सिविल सर्वेंट बन रहे हैं या नहीं बन रहे. ओके, सो व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज द राइट डायरेक्शन इन व्हाट वे यू हैव टू अप्रोच. देन एथिक्स कैन बी हेल्पफुल इन पर्सनैलिटी टेस्ट ऑल्सो. हाँ, अच्छा, अब ये चीज देखो, थोड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. दिस इज अनदर डिजीज विच इज बीन स्पॉटेड इन द एस्पिरेंट्स ऑफ लेट. I don't know for what reasons. Now, before it takes a cancerous, it becomes a cancerous thing, we should nip the problem in the bud. The thing is that when introducing, what I am finding these days is that every aspirant is first of all defining the keyword of the question. Don't commit such a grave crime. Don't show examiner that ma'am, I am completely immature person who even at the age of 25 years having a mental age of 7 years and I am not at all suitable for civil services. It is just because of the pressure from my parents I am writing this paper. This is the impression that the examiner would get. First of all, you must have self-consciousness and awareness that in which question should I define it, start with the definition, and wherein I should not write the definition at all. If the question is, शायद एक बार यूपीएससी में आया भी है, autonomous or heteronomous will पे. Now this is the keyword which we do not hear in common parlance in ethics. If the question is on poverty, अब हम पहले poverty को define कर रहे हैं. Don't, भाई ठीक है, मानते हैं कि जनरल IQ इंडिया में कम है, लेकिन ऐसा भी मत समझो कि एग्जामिनर को पॉवर्टी नहीं पता होगा. Until and unless the demand of the question is differentiate between the absolute and the relative poverty, then you define. मतलब don't take examiner coming from such a background that he won't be having an idea of poverty. So that would be a perhaps a shameful remark on the IQ of the examiner. कि सर मैं तो ये समझता हूं कि आपको ये भी नहीं आता, तब मैं पॉवर्टी डिफाइन कर रहा हूं. नो, ठीक है, हैव सम रिगार्ड फॉर द अदर पीपल, दोज हु आर गोइंग टू चेक योर स्क्रिप्ट्स, एंड दैट इज इन योर बेनिफिट, ट्रस्ट मी. सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, अगर कोई ऐसा वर्ड पे क्वेश्चन है कि जिसमें तुम लोगों ने कॉमन पार्लेंस में नहीं सुना है, कल हेटेरोनॉमस विल पे आ जाता है, राइट? ठीक है, इंटीग्रिटी पे आ जाता है. इंटीग्रिटी यू कैन डिफाइन, दैट इज ओके. इवन इफ यू डू नॉट डिफाइन, योर मार्क्स विल नॉट बी कट. लेकिन अब अगर क्वेश्चन इंटीग्रिटिज्म पे आ जाता है, इफ यू डू नॉट डिफाइन, योर मार्क्स विल बी कट, बिकॉज इंटीग्रिटिज्म हम लोग नॉर्मली नहीं सुनते. I hope you are getting the idea, the sense of what I am trying to say. Then answer body in every paper has to be multidimensional. The diversity of thought, which I was talking about, and diversity of thought would come about when you have diversity of keywords, and they must be ready-made. You don't have to pressurize yourself on the examination hall when you are sitting to write mains exam कि भैया वो keyword क्या था. The process must be so automatic, it must be so natural that the word should come naturally to you. और ये कब आएंगे? जब हम मेमोराइज नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम चीजें समझ रहे हैं. जब हम चीजों को बार बार अपनी आंखों के सामने से ले जा रहे हैं, तब वो अपने आप नेचुरली आ जाएंगे. फिर हमें मेहनत करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. इनफैक्ट when I was giving exams, you will be amazed to know that for essay and ethics, I used to have just 5 pages of notes. Not many times I gave the exam with ethics, right? But for essay in previous era as well, I used to have 5 pages of notes, not more than that. And marks were always good. Why? Because you don't have to pressurize yourself. Your focus is right. Okay? So, multidimensional examples to substantiate your view. As I said, that justification, just objective justification. अब जहां पे ऑब्जेक्टिव जस्टिफिकेशन नहीं है, ठीक है, मान लिया वहां पे सब्जेक्टिव जस्टिफिकेशन विल वर्क, बट अवॉइड सच सर्कमस्टांसेस बिकॉज सब्जेक्टिव जस्टिफिकेशन डू नॉट हैव मच वैल्यू. I'm not saying they do not have any value. They do not have much value. Where you do not have objective justification, a commonsensical subjective justification will come to your rescue. Diagrams in ethics, कहीं भी diagrams बना सकते हो. Again, excess of everything is bad. Making 15 diagrams, again, is a sign of insane mind. अच्छा, कुछ क्वेश्चन में जहां पे एग्जाम्पल्स एक्सप्लिसिटली आर नॉट आस्क्ड, दैट लेट्स से द डायरेक्शन वर्ड इज इलस्ट्रेट. इलस्ट्रेट इन इटसेल्फ सेज दैट इलस्ट्रेट विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जाम्पल. एक्सप्लिसिटली आस्क्ड है या एग्जाम्पलीफाई कहा है, जस्टिफाई विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जाम्पल कहा है. तो यहाँ पे तो एक्सप्लिसिटली है. इवन अ ब्लाइंड पर्सन वुड बी एबल टू सेंस इट एंड वुड राइट द एग्जाम्पल. बट कहीं कहीं पे एथिक्स में नहीं लिखा होगा. But it becomes your duty to at least write one example, one decent and standard example, without taking much words. If you are writing an example in half page, it is again worthless. I tell you. Do not overstretch your example. Have this art in cutting short the things. Right? Then I was giving you the example of this ethics in Niti Aayog's report. तो अब देखो हम क्या कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. This is for aptitude test, by the way. That Niti Aayog said that a specially devised aptitude test must be conducted in the 9th grade and rechecked in the 10th grade, based on which students should be given the option to choosing a regular track versus an advanced track. Right? Why Niti Aayog is saying this? That from 9th grade, you must have an aptitude test. Why? Because if we have aptitude, specific aptitude for certain kind of skills, for certain kind of vocation, for certain kind of job, then it is advisable to pursue it. Why? Because of the sole reason it will come, because we are going to discuss aptitude as a first unit. Because of the simple reason, better person job fit. Better person job fit. And when we have a person job fit, it means that we have a good suitability for that particular career. And good suitability of the career means that you will be satisfied and productive. That is the importance of aptitude test. That is why in developed countries, generally aptitude testing starts from the younger age. Not in our nation, जहां पे aptitude test की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती है. अगर aptitude test रखा भी है तो उसके अगेंस्ट में एजिटेशन होते हैं. मतलब I was completely taken aback by the stand of the student community wherein they said that the CSAT paper goes against the principle of equality. It must be removed from the examination process. मुझे एक बात honestly बताओ. Now see the importance of the civil services examination. मतलब ऐसा एप्टीट्यूड के क्वेश्चंस हर कंपटीशन में आते हैं इंडिया में, एसएससी से लेकर बैंक में, रेलवेज एग्जाम में, आईबी के पेपर में, हर किसी एग्जाम में आते हैं. आज तक एजिटेशन नहीं हुआ. सी द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ द सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जामिनेशन कि जहां पे बेसिक लेवल के, यस आई डू अग्री कि यूपीएससी ने कुछ मिस्टेक्स करी थी. जो इंग्लिश टू हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन था वो शुरुआती दौर में खराब रहा था, तो ये यूपीएससी की मिस्टेक थी. दे जस्ट हैड द गूगल ट्रांसलेशन, लिटरल गूगल ट्रांसलेशन ऑफ द इंग्लिश वर्ड्स दैट कंफ्यूज्ड सम एस्पिरेंट्स. आई एग्री टू इट, राइट. या कहीं पे जहां पे वो बहुत टफ इंग्लिश के क्वेश्चंस या हिंदी के क्वेश्चंस डाल दिए, राइट. बट नॉनदलेस सच बिहेवियर फ्रॉम द स्टूडेंट कम्युनिटी जहां पे हमें सिर्फ मेहनत करनी है, और जबकि कुछ और कंपटीशन में तो इससे 10 टाइम डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. कभी एजिटेशन नहीं हुआ, कभी प्रोटेस्ट नहीं हुआ. This shows what is the importance of civil services examination in our country, right? So that is why it is always advisable either you become a DM or a CM or PM in India. Then your life would be well set. Okay. Now see what Niti Aayog says here. Continuing training may be introduced to ensure development of skills, ethics, knowledge and awareness of international best practices. Yahan se we can take rescue of Niti Aayog argument. Now this gives weight to our expression in the mains. Rather than giving subjective justification, this objective justification will give a good weightage to your argument and will show to the examiner that you have some bureaucratic traits. Why I am repeating the word bureaucratic traits again and again? Because this is the primary requirement of this job. You are not being hired as a politician who says anything without any justification. Because they don't care that tomorrow if it turns out to be a lie, nobody is going to question me, right? But this is not true in the case of civil servants. They have to make statements with some responsibility, with some accountability, right? So that is very important. Okay, I hope things are clear.
Yes, sir.